Hi everyone, we now share how to clean and maintenance E76 drift car and on-road car, and how to replace the spare parts. The steps are the same for other car types. First, gently pinching the front wheel with 2 fingers. The other hand pull the car head shell down softly. Then you can remove the car shell. There are 5 screws on circuit boards, 3 long and 2 short. Short screws will sink inside the circuit board. Take off these 5 screws one by one. Be careful, one of the short screw was next to the battery. We suggest that gently hold the battery with your finger. In case too much force when unscrewing the screw, it will broken the power line of the battery. When disassemble the chassis, hold the front wheels with 2 fingers and press the clasp on the car tail, then chassis removed. Take off the parts one by one. Do not drop any parts when taking them out. It is too small to find out where it is. Kindly notice these 2 front springs. Move it out and put it down very gently. When removing the steering gear, you need to first pull the gear slightly backward, then separate the fan gear from the transmission gear. At this time, the steering transmission gear can be removed. Players should pay special attention here. This fan gear is connected to the potentiometer, so it must not be pulled out. After all removable parts moved off, you can clean the car body. After then, you can clean the steering drive gear and clean obstacles inside the 2 front wheels. Clean the rear wheel sets. After cleaning the secondary transmission gear of the rear wheel, it needs to install the axle sleeves at both ends. Note that the larger end of the transmission gear is installed with a circular axle sleeve. The other end is installed with the side with the smaller diameter of the axle sleeve towards inside. After cleaning all the parts, then you can assemble the car. When assembling, notice that the larger gear of transmission gear faces down. Gently pull the gear back with 1 finger and push the fan gear into the transmission gear with the other finger. Pay attention here, the fan gear should be in the center as possible. Next, install the rear wheel primary and secondary transmission gears into the gearbox. When install the rear wheel sets, notice the direction of the left and right axle sleeve to avoid the wheel stuck when installing the car shell. The wider direction towards to the car head. When installing 2 small springs, be very careful in case they bounce off and difficult to retrieve. Install switch handle. When install the front wheel, note that the bogus position of the steering cup is facing up. After the 2 tires are placed in the frame, it is recommended to gently hold them with 2 fingers. Then install the steering link rod. Notice the whole position of link rod towards the charging port. Next, install the steering bracket. The concave position of the steering bracket is facing up. Indeed, the all inner parts are installed. Finally, we can install the chassis cover. After covering the chassis bottom, install the screws in turn. The 2 short screws should install first. The strength of the tightening screws should be controlled here, so as to avoid the screw slip teeth or the car is abnormal. The car after cleaning and maintenance. First, install the rear side of the car, and then gently press car head into the car shell, and hear the sound clicks. Finally, turn on the car and test it, see if it works fine. Then we can do the practice training.